This video is on keeping a research record for intellectual property research at the Boston College Law School. Answers to the graded exercises in this class will have two parts. Part A will be the answer to the research question posed. It could be in the form of a short memo or even an email to the attorney who gave you the project or the client. Part B will be a research log. Your research log can take any form you want so long as it captures and conveys sufficient information about your research process that someone reading your research log could tell exactly what you looked for, where and how you looked for it, what you found, and your conclusions about the usefulness of your findings for answering the research question posed. Before I give some tips on how to prepare a really good research log, I'd like to point out some of the advantages of keeping a good log for all of the legal research you perform. A well-structured research log can help you brainstorm before you jump online and start using expensive resources that may result in bills that distress your client or your law firm. You're actually thinking about the problem and you're writing down the facts that you think are important and the potential areas of law, which is really a very good practice to get into. If you're pulled away from your research because you have to work on a more pressing matter, when you come back to the matter you were initially researching, you can start right where you left off using your research log. If you're asked to research a similar issue months or even years later, that research log can serve as a great jumping off point too. If you're assigned a research project by an attorney and you're not finding anything, your log will document the steps that you took so that when you meet, your supervising attorney may be able to give you some suggestions for researching in ways you haven't even tried yet. And if your log provides sufficient detail, it justifies billing your client for time spent on research, even if you didn't find anything. And if you win your case and try to collect for attorney's fees, you're much more likely to be able to recover for the time you spent if you list the specific research activities you performed, rather than if your timesheets just say 8 hours legal research. In this class, it shows me that you know how to use the tools and skills that we've covered and gives me the opportunity to tell you if there are things that could be improved in your research or even my teaching. But I can only do that if your trail gives me sufficient information on what you did and how you did it. A good research trail should allow someone else to exactly know what you did and how you verified your results. And that would make it useful for someone who is given the task of continuing research you started. And if you're tasked with continuing someone else's research, don't you wish they had left you a really good research log? Because if they haven't, who knows what they've done, and you'll have to start over from the very beginning and repeat every step. So those are all good reasons to keep a research log. Here are some of the features that I think make a research log good. Number one, it records what you looked for at different points in the process, because you're going to break each research project into little component parts anyway. It's going to tell you where you looked, the name of the book, or the name of the search engine you used, or the online platform and database if you had to select one, and how you looked for it. Did you browse the table of contents? Did you search the index, and for what terms? The exact words of the searches that you ran that were successful should also be in your research log, as well as those unsuccessful searches that taught you something useful, so you don't waste your time repeating the same mistake. Please copy and paste your search statements into your research trail so you don't risk saying that you searched for one thing when you actually searched for something else. Your log should also detail what you found and how much of it you looked through. So mention the number of results returned from a search and how you limited your results or how you resorted them. Also mention how far down the list of results you evaluated the usefulness of your results. Include complete citations for potentially useful sources located and note how you think this information will be useful in resolving your research problem, or how, while not useful for your current assignment, this might be useful in a future endeavor for this client. Just in case, once that you know more about what you were researching, you realize you really did need to look at some information that you had previously dismissed. Remember to include citations to not just the sources you plan on using in your actual answer, but all of the ones that helped you formulate your answer, whether you intend to cite them or not. Please include how you verified that cases are still good, that statutes and regulations are current, and also when you did that. So if you need to update this at any time, you only need to close that gap rather than reevaluate all sorts of sources that you've already evaluated. Finally, make a note of how you concluded that your research is done. If you start doing this regularly, you'd be surprised at how much this actually improves your research process.